That's right, a full setup, monitor, mouse, keyboard, and a gaming PC that can actually run modern games. Cyberpunk, Counter-Strike 2, even Minecraft with shaders. Look, I am tired. I am tired of overpriced hardware. I am tired of not having enough money for a decent GPU. I am tired of feeling broke. Today, I'm gonna make something impossible. I am going to build a full gaming setup for just $135. Is it even possible? Let's find out in this video, my boy. Yeah. It all started with a simple question. I kept asking myself, is it even possible to find a decent cheap PC on the second-hand market in my city? So I started searching, scrolling and scrolling hours and hours, and then I found something. A computer for just $40. I checked the specs and honestly, it almost looked too good to be true. I thought, is this a scam? Is the seller gonna screw me over? Okay, I messaged him, we agreed on the place to meet, and surprisingly, everything went smoothly. We tested the PC together on the spot and I was honestly blown away.
Okay.
Alright guys, let me start by saying I got super lucky. Normally for $40 in my city, the best you can find is some GT 710 and a 1st gen i3, but not today. Today I managed to grab something really solid. Let's start with the good stuff. A GTX 750 Ti. Yup, not just a regular 750, but the Ti version with 2GB of VRAM. Look, I know, it sounds crap and all of that stuff, but for $40, that's insane value. Next up, an i5 2500 on the LGA 1155 socket. Not bad, and the best part, I can still upgrade to a 3rd gen i7 later and make this setup even better. The power supply, honestly I have no idea what brand it is. It has 600 watts and it works. That's good enough for now, my boy. And we've got some 8GB of DDR3 RAM, again not bad at all. The only real downside, a sad little 240GB hard drive. No SSD and yeah, it takes forever to boot. That's definitely something we will need to fix later. What surprised me though, the PC still had old files from the previous owner, and from those I found out he played simple games like SAMP or MTA or MTA, old school stuff for sure. Sadly, a lot of files and games were already deleted. Kinda wish I could see what else was on there. And in moments like this, I wish there was some magic way to bring those files back. Well, guess what? There is. Our sponsor today, iBoySoft, makes that magic real. It's an insanely useful program that lets you recover important files and the documents in just a few clicks. For example, I accidentally deleted a folder full of cute cat photos and videos. Oh no, what should I do? I launched iBoySoft, selected my drive and started the scan. You can even do a deep scan if your files were deleted a long time ago. In like 5 minutes, boom, there they are, my cats back from the digital grave. Pick where you want to restore them, click confirm, and that's it. Problem solved in 5 minutes. Hit the link in description, download iBoySoft and stop stressing over lost data. Works on the Mac too, by the way. Right now we are going to squeeze every drop of performance from the system. The cooler, some random orange thing. And according to the last owner, the thermal paste hasn't been changed since 2018. Man, it's a miracle this PC is even alive. Before any upgrades, I wanted to test what this machine can actually do. I installed Minecraft, gave it a go, and I was honestly surprised. For the price of 2 copies of damn Minecraft, you can actually play Minecraft itself. I'm talking about 300 FPS in the game, but still, the system was slow as hell. First of all, I did to make this super slow system at least somewhat usable was start optimizing everything I could. I installed the latest Nvidia drivers, turned off Windows animations that slow things down, and removed all that useless junk from startup to help the PC boot just a little faster. But you know what? It's still not enough. First of all, we had the most garbage looking case ever, and I hate that. For me, aesthetics are everything. Second, we are still using a hard drive. The system runs on an HDD, and that's just terrible. Third, we still haven't changed the thermal paste. And the fourth, the cooler, it's just trash. It looks bad, it sounds bad, and I don't trust it at all. I spent around 2 hours picking the new parts. I took my time, I was really careful, and in the end, this is what I came up with.
Oh my god! Wow!
Let's not forget, my guys, our budget was only $135, so I also had to save money for a monitor. Yeah, the monitor you saw earlier, it's not mine. I borrowed it from someone else. That's why I needed to buy a proper one. So I found this Dell monitor for just 35 bucks. And honestly, it's an insane deal. Not only it's Full HD, 60 Hz and has a normal HDMI port, but it also moves around like a transformer. You can rotate it whatever you want. It looks clean, it feels great, and most importantly, it's cheap, it's working, so I'm not complaining. And here you have it, the total cost of the PC along with all upgrades I made to it. Okay, I swapped out the case, replaced the thermal paste, I also added a 240GB SATA 3 SSD and installed a new tower cooler. Sure, it's a no-name brand, but it's still way better than that old orange one. I just couldn't stand the noise and I mean, it's ugly as hell. Okay, now let's talk about the optimization because that's the most important part. In one of my previous videos featuring this beautiful PC, I talked about system migration from an old hard drive to an SSD, and yeah, I made it. I just didn't want to reinstall Windows from scratch, but after about a week of using the system, I realized that was a mistake. Turns out the migration didn't go as smoothly as I thought, so eventually I decided to do things properly and performed a clean install of Windows. And yeah, unfortunately all the optimizations we made before were gone. At first I thought we could save some money by doing all the optimizations on an HDD, but nope, I was wrong. Yeah, my boy, in 2025 an SSD is a must. I went through the whole optimization process all over again. I turned off apps from starting with Windows, disabled useless animations, installed the latest Nvidia drivers, and yeah, after installing Windows, I highly recommend installing Realtek drivers. This is important to your audio to work properly. Some people skip Realtek and then wonder why their sound is bad. For just $135 we built a really good setup that can run most games, even Cyberpunk. Somehow we are running Cyberpunk on the system. The FPS, it's okay. Sure, it's not super high, but please remember the price of this PC. When I was a kid, I used to get even less FPS in Minecraft on my mom's old laptop. It's fine, we are not complaining. We spent 96 bucks to build and upgrade the whole PC. Then 4 bucks for a basic keyboard and a mouse, and 35 bucks for this nice monitor. Honestly, I'm really happy with the result. Games like Counter-Strike 2, GTA 5 and even Forza Horizon 4 run great on this system. I think other games will run fine too. So here's the big question. Is it possible to build a playable setup in 2025 for just $135? And the answer is yes, it is. As you can see, it works. In the end, I actually sold this build and guess what? Someone bought it from me for $200. Yup, I built the whole PC setup for just 135 bucks and sold it for $200. That's $65 profit. So I built a PC, had some fun and even made money. That's crazy. And hey, if you're lucky and live in a place where parts are cheaper than in my city, you might even build something better for the same price or less. That's it from me. Thanks for watching till the end and good luck, my budget gamers. Good luck.